Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a full, thorough walkthrough of this Explorer 62, a brand from Italy. And I tell you what, these guys are bending physics. It is impossible how much they have been able to fit on a 62-foot boat. So come with me and let's take a look. So we're starting our walkthrough all the way from the Flybridge now, from the lounge area in the back. And before we even continue, I do want to point out the high gunnels they have on the Flybridge, padded with nicely leather. So if you have kids or pets on the Flybridge, you have so much safety net over here and making sure that everybody's protected, nobody's falling over the edge into the water. Who would want that to happen? You have a nice hardtop, but if you want to extend the shade even more, you can put canvas attached to the hardtop and you can attach the canvas to the carbon fiber poles all the way in the back. Now, as we keep walking, there are a lot of cool things on this Flybridge. First is, again, this is a 62-foot boat. You have a proper galley area with a barbecue inside, which is nothing new. But what is new is oftentimes the lid to open up the barbecue, it's just a typical lid which serves no function. This one, you lift up and you push it out, and now it acts as a bar counter, which you can have people sit on the other side and you can serve food from here. It has a proper Kenyan barbecue, a faucet that again is collapsible. You will see that also in downstairs. And of course, your faucet control and storage, as well as 2 fridge drawers on both sides, so you can access all your drinks while you're on the Flybridge. Now, talking about the Flybridge, you also have a whole lounge area, seating area on the bridge here with a table that is electrically adjustable. So you can push a button, the table goes all the way up, and if you want, you can put it all the way down, and then you just obviously put cushions on top, extend this place even more, or you can slide this whole table over, fold it open. Now it becomes double the size that it is. You can easily dine, 6-8 people over here, put extra chairs on the side, which is very neat. And of course, you have a helm station. But before we even go to the helm station, you have a super cool roof that actually opens up. So there's these slats which fold open. We've actually seen it on some super yachts like San Lorenzo, etc. They open up nicely, letting you a lot of natural light in or letting fresh air in, whatever you like. And of course, you also have these nice spotlights all over the hardtop, as well as speakers. So making sure that you hear and listen to the music even on the Flybridge. And now you get to the helm station. And again, quite a lot of neat tricks and features over here. Number one is the steering wheel. While it moves, the logo of the steering wheel stays in the same exact place. You know what? Now that I see the grill in the back, you know what would be cool? To hide a speaker behind this grill so you can hear your favorite music coming out from the steering wheel while you're cruising around with it. Obviously, great view out. It's a Flybridge boat. You have throttle controls, your Volvo joystick control, your bow thruster, your trim tabs, and you also have your Raymarine monitor right in front of you. And you're gonna be like, well, who's gonna see this Raymarine? Because, I mean, who's gonna be looking at it like this? I agree with you. Nobody wants to do that. That's why you can lift it up. So now you can see it when you want it, and when you're in anchor, you can easily fold it down and it's out of your way. How neat is that? And while you push it down, you also have another storage right next to that with a Volvo Penta engine control panel, your Fusion audio control, as well as your engine start-stop buttons, and of course your horn and fly console lights. So if you want to turn on the spotlights, you can do that from here. Very, very neat. And when the captain is captaining this boat, they have their own fridge drawer here so they can grab their favorite drink. They don't even need to stand up to go to the back. They grab it from right here. Now, if you're saying that, you know what, this is cool, but there should be some kind of a backrest for me to lounge at while you're doing longer cruises, because this is what explorer boats do. Then again, I agree with you. And the boat follows a lot of and takes a lot of tricks from super yacht industry. So all these backrests are actually movable, and these are weighted. So you can set them up whichever way you like, and again, proper weight, so they're not flying anywhere. So look at this now, and if you don't like this angle, you can maybe put it a little bit more back, give yourself even more space, pull it back in, or if you want to maybe have it just like this, cruise like this. I mean, the options are endless. Now from the helm station, you can always transition from driving to lounging. So you have a nice sunbed all the way forward. So you have full size, full length over here, and you have backrested version right here as well. So now you can sit here, look out. I mean, this is comfortable. This is fantastic. And again, I love the edge comes to higher. So even if you have newborns trolling around here, they're not going to reach over the edge while they're laying down. So super safe place for everybody to be at. Now, before we head down, you have this very nice railing, which acts as a railing, but actually it is a lid to keep the staircase closed whenever not in use. You have this pin to lock it in place when not in use, and when in use, you just bolt it in, and this lid alone, so if you put it all the way down, it holds 300 pounds. So you can easily walk on it when it is all the way down, which is fantastic. So as we walk down now, so this railing acts as a handrail, and while you're walking down, you also have handrails on both sides to grab onto. Again, plenty of headspace, so I don't have to duck anywhere, and a third or fourth handrail over here as well. And the moment you get to the aft deck now, you can set up this table, obviously, in a variety of different ways. This one is set up to 6 people, but if you have smaller chairs, you can even put 8 people sit around it, no problem whatsoever. I love the fact that you have the hardtop extending far back, giving you plenty of shade from the elements, and you have this nice glass on both sides, so even if it's a little bit windier outside, you do not get any of the gusts here while you're sitting, dining and whining and looking towards the aft deck. Now, talking about aft deck, water elements are not something that you see just outside the boat. They've actually brought them inside as well. So you have this very nice water fountain here. So we turn this on, and voila, now you have even a nice fountain while you're dining over here. You can change the pressure of it. So if you want to have it slightly coming out, creating some mood over here, you can do that, or fill it up with the ice, put some bottles over here standing, which is fantastic. Once again, plenty of storage underneath, your control units right next to that, and once you move towards the port side, you also have a cooling wine bottle holder or a champagne bottle holder. So while you're dining over here, you can have a champagne or white wine stored here, making sure that it keeps the optimal temperature. And talking about optimal temperature, you also have an additional fridge drawer right below your storage bin here. I mean, fits, you can see 40 bottles of water, no problem whatsoever. And this one being so high, you can even keep a wine bottle standing up. Very, very nice. And what's great is they've actually finished the whole panel in front of it with the fiberglass matching the whole color, so you do not see the metal panel of the fridge. So it kind of disappears and not on site when not needed. Now, talking about needed, what you do have on site when needed is a helm station, a third helm station, all the way in the aft on the port side now. Your engine start-stop controls, your bow thruster, and the joystick itself. So when you come into the dock, you can easily see your aft deck, your corner of the swim platform, and maneuver the boat around. What I would do is, I mean, this is a simple thing to do. I would put some sort of a cover over here, so if somebody bounces in or something, then nobody either damages it or it accidentally moves the boat itself. Talking about moving, these speakers right below here may move your ears because these are nice subwoofers, so keeping the music going while you're lounging over here, or keeping the music going while you're taking a shower, because right above me is a shower head. So when you're coming out from the water, you have nice gates to walk up. You have a nice rain shower. You have faucet control right over here. So making sure that you can take a nice shower, while you're looking out into the open ocean. I mean, this is really cool. This makes you feel like you're on a proper super yacht. Talking about super yacht, just look at the lounge area you have on the aft deck. And again, I do want to mention about bending the physics, because that's what these guys have been doing over here. Look how much space you have. Now, Explorer being a fully customizable boat, you can change the layout of the aft deck whichever way you like. This one being a freestanding furniture, you can move it away in whichever way you desire. And these chairs being pivotable, so if you want, you can face aft or face forward. Either way works. From the lounge area, you can go towards your swim platform now. You have nice gates on both sides. Once again, making sure that everybody's safe on board. These fold open, and you have nice steps down. So as you walk down, again, very wide steps on both sides, you have this enormous swim platform which you can put a jet ski or a tender on. And talking about tender, this boat has its very own tender garage. So this whole lead opens up and you can put a proper Williams jet tender inside, and not the smallest jet tender, but a proper size that fits 4 people on the tender itself. Super cool. And it also has a crew cabin which you can access from here. And now on top of the shower that you have on the aft deck, you also have a shower head right here. So when you come out from the water, you can easily rinse yourself down. Very neat. And now we're entering the inside of the Explorer 62. And you know what? Something that comes to my mind when we're talking about this boat is Tetris. Tetris, because there's so much you can do with a boat and with existing furniture, especially inside, that it's quite remarkable. First thing what you can do is you can slide all these windows out. So now, even including the starboard side panel, it collapses all the way into the hull and gives you an ample amount of space indoors. And you can make this indoor-outdoor living even larger by shifting this furniture all the way out. So you have even more space now to walk around over here. Or if you would to configure your very own Explorer 62, you can obviously do that whichever way you like. And the Helm's Yacht Group is the authorized dealer for the entire United States. So find them on YachtWay and reach out to them and configure your very own Explorer 62. So on your port side, you have this nice console, which once again is filled with storage space, and it also hides within a TV. So with just a push of a button, and I love the fact that you don't have to hold on or hold down the button to have the TV raise up. It does it all its own. And now as we walk, let's put this back down. Voila. And on your right-hand side, you have a proper size fridge. And not just a fridge. Right below, you also have a freezer. But just look at that. Look how much space you have. There are 7 fridges on this boat. I mean, you can go away for a very long time with the amount of space you have to keep all your food at, or freeze your fresh fish or your tequila, whatever rocks your boat, fish or tequila, either way works. And right next to that is even more storage. You can keep all your cutlery or things like that, maybe extra food stored away. And you have this very nice counter space. You can use it as a prep area or for somebody to have a cocktail on or whatever you like. And right above that is where you have your glassware. Now, this glassware is unique because it actually attaches to the cabinet with magnets. So, voila, this is real glass, and underneath are hidden magnets. So now you just place it like that, and it stays like that, even when you're going through some rough weather. I mean, I love that. And when you're putting it out, what you can also do is they come with these little square mats, and you can attach it to, and even on a table, this glass is not going to go anywhere. So really neat. Voila. Right above that, well, right below the glass cabinet, you have a wine bottle cooler, so you can put the white wine or champagne right inside. And this is actually frozen. I can feel it right now. This is totally frozen. You can keep it inside, making sure that your white wine keeps the perfect temperature, or your champagne, the bubbles stay cold. Now, as we keep walking now, you have a proper galley area. with 4-burner cooktop. You have meter cooktop. You have a proper size sink. And if you think that, wow, this faucet is really low, what you can do is you just lift it higher and adjust the faucet whichever height you like. Or if you want to have it stored away, you just push it all the way down. Love that. Now, we mentioned about fridge. You have an additional fridge right below your counter as well. Oftentimes the size you find on 60-foot boats. And this one has that just as a bonus. Proper oven, so you can warm up a pizza or you can make an apple pie. Again, whatever you like. Storage right below over here. And you also have a dishwasher drawer. So whenever you're done with your apple pie, you can wash the dishes right away as well. And right below the cooktop, you also have your cutlery drawer. And look at that. Even the cutlery is branded by Explorer. Look at that. So you have nice Explorer logos within and the same copper-like finish on your cutlery as well. Very neat. Now, from your galley area, you can immediately transition into the helm station. So if you want to get quickly to a better anchorage spot, you can easily do that. You have very nicely laid out helm station. Now, if I didn't mention, then it's kind of like the elephant in the room, which is these curved windows, and it gives you so much natural light everywhere you are in this boat. And talking about natural light, I forgot to mention, but this whole window actually slides all the way down over here. So when you are cooking, all this smoke goes nicely out, and it's not intruding the space, even maybe the captain who's driving with the boat. So you have dual Raymarine monitors right over here. This one is set up the way that you can see what is happening on the Flybridge. Nice camera, and obviously you can see what's happening behind you. You have your tank controls, or obviously you can configure this screen whichever way you like. But what I love about this boat, it tells you exactly how much is the capacity of each tank. So for example, fresh water, you can carry 264.2 gallons of fresh water, or 1,000 liters. For black water, you have 105 gallons or 400 liters. And for fuel, you have 792 gallons or 3,000 liters. Now, and what's also unique about this boat is oftentimes gray water is automatically pumped overboard the moment it goes out. But with this boat, you can decide either to keep the gray water in the boat, which you have a 79-gallon tank for, or you can put it straight into the water. Now, coming back to the fuel, I mentioned 792 gallons of fuel, which is quite remarkable, 3,000 liters. And if you drop the speed down now to 8 knots, then you get 1,000 nautical mile range out of it, which is, you know, comes to justify the name of an Explorer yacht, because you can do some decent distance with this boat. In terms of performance in general, I mean, this is not your performance boat in no means, but it is powered by IPS 800 engines, which is great because you can easily use a joystick and drives pretty much itself. And in terms of performance, it gets up to 22, 23 knots max speed, meaning you're cruising around 18, 19 knots very comfortably. Now, talking about comfort, this boat has two things to keep you comfortable. Number one is it has stabilizer, which oftentimes boats have, but it also has fins. So now you can use both at the same time, which makes this boat rock solid, even when it's super choppy outside. So making sure that your anchorage is as comfortable as possible. And all these controls are nicely hidden away underneath this lacquered black panel. So you have hum-free tabs over here. So that acts as one set of stabilizers, and you also have your seakeeper control right here as well. As we keep going over the helm station over here, all the finishes, once again, very nicely finished with suede, control buttons right below the suede panels, and of course your trim tab controls, your bow thruster control, your joystick control. You have a side boarding door or access door for the captain, so you easily get into the bow to do lines. You just push this thing out and voila, now you go do your bow lines or let some fresh air in from the outside as well. And again, to close it, you just pull it in and voila, it's closed. Now, you might ask, well, wait a second, but where is the helm seat? Well, you know, you can set it up a couple different ways. I mean, again, like I said, this is really, you can build it with whatever way you like it. It does come with the Helm seat. We'll put a photo over here how it looks with it. But if you don't need it and you want to have more space around your galley area, you can easily do that. You can just take it away, store it somewhere else, and when you do need it, you just put it back and you drive from here. Oftentimes what happens is, especially with a boat that has a flybridge, people like to drive it from the flybridge itself. So the Helm seat would act more like a nuisance. It takes away space rather than actually giving you something useful that you would use. Talking about useful that you would use is this steering wheel. Now, if you see then, the steering wheel itself moves, but the Explorer Yacht logo stays in the same place. And also, yes, this boat has its very own set of diamonds. I do not know if it's from Tiffany, but you know, if you want to find out, then you can come and see this boat in person, and you can find the contact for that on yachtway.com. Which brings me to the sponsor of this video, which is no other than YachtWay. It is the world's most modern yacht listing platform that has boats with diamonds. So find yours on yachtway.com and find your perfect yacht. So you have 3 accesses to the main deck salon now. Number 1 is the one in the back. Number 2 is the one next to the helm station. And number 3 is right here on your port side. So voila, walk out from here. And again, look at the headspace. Everywhere you walk, I have like almost a foot above me. I love that because usually I'm always like an Alice in Wonderland when I walk around boats. So this is neat. You have ample amount of speakers in the ceiling. So when you are watching your TV, you have speakers over here, here, over there, over there. So you can make sure that you hear every single word and every single note of your favorite song or your TV series. And also talking about notes, if you don't feel yourself comfortable, what you can do is, you know, you can move this blanket away, for example, and then all these backrests, same thing like outside on the flybridge that I showed you, these are weighted. So you can move them whichever way you like. So even when you have, like I mentioned, all the doors open, these are not going to fly anywhere because they are so, I mean, they're heavy, but they're not heavy enough that you couldn't lift them, but they're heavy enough for the wind not to blow them away, which is absolutely amazing. As we walk downstairs on the Explorer 62 now, first thing is you have this very nice grab rail. And what I like about it is, you know, oftentimes boats you see you have chrome handrails or leather wrapped handrails or blacked out handrails. This one has nice bronze finish on the handrail. Like I showed you before, even the light finishes, etc. Everything has this nice bronze touch, as well as even underneath the steps, the panels you see are nicely finished with the bronze, very nicely complementing the wood steps that we're walking on, and all your systems. So you have really two different areas over here. One is for systems, one is for the fridge. But talking about the systems, I like it's nicely covered with the glass, so nobody can accidentally bump into it and turn some stuff off. But very clear indicators, everything that you need to switch on, off. You know exactly when and how. Love that. Plus also very nice recessed lighting underneath, giving you that nice mood lighting even when you're managing your technical lights. Now, what it also has is, like I mentioned, a wine fridge. And the way it operates, there are no handles, but when you just slightly tap on it, it presents itself, and voila, look at this. I mean, you can literally have bottles standing up inside over there. That's how much space you have. And now, sometimes what may happen is you just accidentally bump into it, and then it opens up like this. If you don't open it from this point on, it automatically closes just like this, which is great. So you can make sure that the fridge doesn't stay open. And final steps as we walk down. All the wall panels are nicely covered with leather. And the moment you get downstairs, something that you have to realize on this boat, this is a 62-footer. And look at the headspace. And this is a headspace everywhere downstairs, which is absolutely unbelievable because I'm 6'1". I mean, I can clear everything. And we're starting our tour downstairs now with the owner's cabin. And first thing you see is literally me walking in, not hitting my head against anything. Plus, what you have is you have door sills that are flush with the floor. They're not raised, so you don't kick your toes or anything against it. Absolutely amazing. And of course, these doors are as thick as a vault in a Swiss bank. And of course, look at these handles. Same thing, matching with the staircase handrail that we just came down from, as well as nice bronze finish metal slats integrated within this black lacquered wood. Very, very nice. The moment you get down here, you have a full beam owner's cabin. You have massive windows on both sides. And obviously you have nice shades that you can put down, giving you extra privacy over here when you're sleeping. And of course, nice leather texture all the way at the top as well. Queen plus size bed over here. Nice LED lighting right above you. And again, all the ceilings and everything are finished with a leather. Now, what's great about the Explorer 62 is the amount of customization you have with this boat. All these panels you see, the marble finishes, the bronze finishes, this is all something that you can choose yourself. We said about the flooring, for example. This flooring is wood flooring. What you can do is, if you want, you can obviously do just carpeted floors. So really giving you ample amount of options as an owner to make sure that you can make it truly yours. Now, talking about truly yours, if you have items that you want to keep stored away close to you while you sleep, you have 4 drawers, both of them 2 on either side, making sure that you can keep everything nicely stored away. And to add on that, you have even more storage space right underneath the counter over here as well, which is finished once again with marble and has a leather finish in the back. Now, let's go and check out the head. Now, once again, I do want to remind you that this is a 60-foot boat, 62 feet, and it has dual sink, which is nothing unusual for boats, but this one has proper deep sinks, and you have plenty of space on either side, so you're not, hitting shoulders here with your neighbor, but the sink itself is, I want to say, a foot deep, so I don't mean you can do laundry inside over here, which we'll come back to, so hold that thought. But for example, first thing you see is there is no faucet controls for your hot and cold water. Now, it does have it, and it's really neatly integrated into the panel here. These metal latches, you just push it, and voila. Look at this. I don't want to make the towel wet, but so you have hot and cold. Look, it's like a little water fountain that comes out. How neat is that? Following and matching the water fountain that we saw earlier upstairs. So it brings a full circle now and integrates everything nicely within. Same thing, obviously at the top you have 2 mirrors, making sure that you can check that you're properly, nicely ready. Nice door. I like that there's a proper handle, so you can easily open this thing up, walk inside. Obviously rain shower, same thing. I mean, plenty of headspace, 6'1". And if you also have a wand, which you can use, you have a bench over here and same faucet controls. And what's neat is you have a little storage cubby right next to your faucet controls, and you can keep all your shampoos and everything nicely stored away. All the marble or more marble-like finish that you have here, this is all non-skid. So even if this does get wet, I can tell already you're not going to be slipping here or anything. And of course, nice drain for the water to drain away as well. As we go back to the owner's cabin now, you see this nice LED lighting. What's cool is it's like a track lighting. And this is following the same line now from the head to the owner's cabin, making it really feel as if you're in the same room in terms of the lights and how they're connected. Now, talking about connected lights, it connects all the way to the storage area now, where you have your closet space. As we get to the closet space now, on the starboard side, you have more storage, matching the same storage you have on your port side. The moment you get here, before we even get to the storage area, also what I want to point out is you have your light controls here, USB-A, USB-C controls, and of course, little cubby for your nightstand with a drawer underneath as well. You have 2 closets now for the owner. You have shelves and you have hanging closet. So here you can now keep, your shirts and everything. And for ladies, you have a hanging closet over here for dresses and longer clothes as well. Once you do close this dresser, you have a full-size mirror. So once again giving you an ability to make sure that you look dapper before you head out. And I mentioned the lights continue from the bedroom area now to the closet. Same thing, the track light connects with the closet in the back over here. Very, very neat. From the owner's cabin, we walk to the guest cabins now. The first one is set up as a guest cabin, but you can really configure it whichever way you like it. So all the way on your port side, you have this one set up as just a single twin bed. But what you can also do is, if you want to have a laundry machine, you can easily set it up as such. Or if you maybe want to have it just as a storage, you can do that. And talking about even if it's set up just as a storage, again, plenty of headspace everywhere you walk on this boat. Before we even continue, you have a nice vanity over here, or little storage area to give you that extra homey feeling when you come down. And of course, storage right below as well. Now, on the starboard side, you have your first guest cabin now, or second in this case, with two twin beds. Again, plenty of, I want to say over a foot above my head space. This one is set up with two twin beds. You have a window on the side with a porthole, so if you want to let natural air in, you can do that. And of course, you have an ability to add a TV here, so when the guests want, they can easily just watch it from their bed. Now, you also have a hanging closet, so all the clothes and everything, guests can easily store them away, and even more storage right below as well. And of course, right below that is access to your AC system now. You also have a day head slash guest head, which you can access it from the guest cabin now, or you can just walk in over here. Same thing, you have an oversized sink over here and an access to your shower. And what's neat about this shower is you can walk in, you have, once again, rain shower right above you. You can sit over here if you want, or if you want to use it as a head, you can do that by just lifting this bench. But whenever you don't need it, it's nicely stored away. Boom, just like this. Voila. So right above your sink, you have obviously your faucet controls. Next to that, storage bins, so you can keep all your soaps and the toothbrushes stored away. And a medicine cabinet right above that with very nicely finished mirror frames, again matching the same bronze finish. And of course, an additional storage bin right next to the mirror as well. So ample amount of space to keep all your items stored away. And all the way forward, you have a VIP cabin now. Again, plenty of headroom, a queen size bed right forward, storage bins on both sides with your electrical plugs and your USB chargers, as well as your AC controls, and a place to keep all your hanging clothes on one side, a TV which you can mount over here, and more storage on your port side as well. Now, of course, this room, like no other, needs to have its own head, and this very much has it. Once again, following the same theme like we saw in the guest cabin and in the day head, with storage above you, a proper sink, and a shower that you can walk into with a head that you can store away whenever not in use. And again, a nice window over here to let you natural light in, with a porthole for a fresh air and a place to sit. Now, first thing when we come down, you have obviously very wide walkways, which we can walk towards the bow now. And you have boarding doors on both sides, so you can lift this thing up. So if you have boarding now on your port side, you can easily step out from here, or when not needed, you just put it back down, boom, just like this. Yeah. As we walk to the bow, what's great is once you are in this area now, there are no steps forward, or no steps that you really need to step on, except this small one over here. And look at the gunwales. I mean, I'm 6'1", it comes almost 3/4 way of my body to the top. so it's super safe for everybody to be on. And you also have nice LED recessed lighting underneath, so at nighttime it looks like a Christmas tree once lit up. So walking now all the way to the bow, again, gunwales, the high gunwales go all the way forward. You have a nice slat over here, so gives this extra design element. By the way, talking about design element and talking about this opening over here, Explorer 62 or Explorer yachts are the only crash-tested boats in the entire world. What do I mean that? Well, they actually took one of those boats and they crashed it against concrete wall at, I believe it was 18 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour. We'll put the right number over here on the screen. But they literally, the owner wanted to crash test it and make sure the boat is not going to get heavy damage when they hit the concrete wall, which I don't know how often you would do on the open water. But you know what? Kudos for them to doing that. And they said the only thing that happened was actually the bow thruster unit underneath got a little bit shrinked in, but the boat drove itself on its own bottom. No water came in. So there you go. So if you're looking for a boat that is fully crash tested, you can find it on YachtWay. But you have a forward-facing bench. What you can also do is, right now, the way it's set up is you have line storage underneath, but you can make these square little ottomans that fit inside, so you can obviously configure this whole bow area whichever way you like it, or keep it the way it is and just come here and take a look out. But I mean, yeah, this is what you have with the bow area. This was a full thorough walkthrough of the Explorer 62. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more YachtWay, then hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this, then leave us a comment down below which boat you would like to see next. And as always, if you are looking to buy your next motor yacht, then visit yachtway.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world and has some of the greatest vessels in the world listed, like this and this. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.